Yeah. No.
Waiting for the filter. 380.
Dave, are we live? I have no idea. We go with it?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, we're done.
380.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're live. So hello and welcome to our Galway Festival and glorious Goodwood preview. As you can probably see, we're down one member. Tom is still on the floor after realising Presenting Percy's gone to Gordon Elliot. So get well soon, Tom.
Someone comment in there to make sure this is working.
Well, Robbie's after putting in the usual. Hi, Dad. Robbie, look, here's your claim to fame, Robbie. There you go.
Yes, lads. Thanks, Racing Central.
There we go. Right, so we will kick off with Galway hurdle, of course.
Do you want me to get?
No, leave it. So
it gives us
this is what happens in life. Like
40 minutes.
40 minutes, and nothing's happened.
You'll get arrested. No, it's okay.
No, kids won't get. So Galway hurdle. So the betting is going across the screen. New little thing about. Do you like it?
Yeah, after doing a good job. I'm
nice.
Impressed.
I like it. So take us through what you fancy in this. I think we're on the same one. Real.
My bet, no.
Right. First off, I think this is going to be a great race. I really like Felix Dagey, as does most of the lads we've been talking to.
Yeah.
I think Kubo. See you. There you go. Kubo thinks Felix DJ wins. DJ wins.
Felix Dagey.
Dagey. I can't. Something in control. I think he had a very good comeback run at Navan. And very easy ease down 8 lengths on the flat. I wouldn't say he's a very hard horse to get ready for races. He's an absolute nutcase of front runner. He's carrying 11 stone sticks. He's off 151. I think he's a Grade 1 winner. He has Aramon on form in a Grade 1 at Aintree. I think he's going to take a lot of beating if he gets left loose in front. What do you think?
Yeah, I like 2 in it. I like 3 in it, but I will have a back.
I've won as well that you're actually going to slate me on. I mentioned it yesterday. You're going to slate me.
Yeah, I probably won't listen. Felix Dagey has that Grade 1 Aintree form. Aramon obviously has Grade 1 form as well, but as you said, Felix Dagey has the beating of him. The bumper he won, he looked amazing in that bumper. Now he probably didn't beat anything, but it's just the way he won it. Galway is a nice track for front runners. That bend, if you're out in front and on the rail, you don't want to be behind and coming around horses. So if he kicks on like he did that Grade 1 in Aintree, I think he missed a year as well, didn't he?
He missed most last year.
And it probably helped him.
All of last year, actually.
He probably grew into himself. I know I was joking with Hugo saying he's useless, but he would be my idea, the winner. I think Wonder Lash is pure plot. Charles
Burns plot job rolled all over.
But I don't think he's good enough. And the other one I sent to you earlier was Charlie Parks, who was a decent juvenile hurdler a few years back for Nicky Henderson. They talked him up massively. I think they were thinking about running him in the Supreme. I think it was about 3 years ago.
He did run in it, didn't he?
I think he did, because one of the other ones went to the Triumph. And he kind of lost his way. He got changed stables to an Irish stable, and he won really well the last day. He was favourite in the morning. He drifted out to like 7-1. Mengley Khan was in that race. Mengley Khan came out and actually won a race then after. Yeah. So the form was stacked up, and he won on the bridle basically. It was really impressive.
He showed what Nicky Henderson taught him when he was younger.
So they always talked him up. So maybe there's a big race in him, but I think Felix Dagey is the main winning bet for me. Yeah,
I think he'll take a lot of beating. Now, this is kind of half a cliff horse. Moon over Germany, right?
Oh yeah, we did talk about it.
We did. Listen, right?
Don't back this.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
And he's listening. Whoever's listening,
he ran
off now.
He ran a solid race in the county at Cheltenham, and he has what? 4.5, 5 lengths to find with Aramon on it. he was getting £7 that day. He's getting £18 off him today. He's 33-1. Brian Cooper's booked up on him. He's I can't distract him.
I'll be honest, I was just reading the comments and there's a Brooke Daly with eyes. She's definitely looking at me.
Anyway, he's getting £18 off Aramon in the Galway hurdle. He's forming big fields. He'll be up the front out of the way. And at 33-1, he's not a bad each way shot, but I'd be very surprised if he wins. As you said, I think Felix Stagey would be very, very hard to pass if he's given a freebie up front.
I said this to you, I think yesterday. Like I gives out the about Henry the Bromhead, to be fair, and a lot of it's unwarranted. But you do have some serious cliff horses when it comes to Henry the Bromhead, and Moon over Germany is one of them. And Paloma Blue is another one.
No, he's gone. He's been left.
Yeah.
Himself and Loreen now are falling off that cliff. Right, now.
It's weird without Tom, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll be probably going on about something with Matt prices.
Oh, stop.
Right, on to the plate. So, betting we have Galvin 6s, Peregrine Run 8s, Easy Game 8s, Early Doors 8, Royal Rendezvous 9s, Spyglass Hill 10s, and 12-1 bar the rest.
I really like the graphics. You've done a good job.
I've never been so stressed in my life.
I'm wicked impressed by this.
When I was on this with Josh from Racing Central, I was looking at it, I was like, this is actually unreal. So we talked about it for ages, and I got to end up getting it.
I am actually wicked impressed. Like, I don't really help out at all. I just come up here.
Yeah, you just turn up.
But I am busy and have like my own business and all that. But like there's a lot of work on it today. I was impressed.
Thanks. That might be the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, still a big. The one thing that actually caught my attention with this when the declaration came out today, Paul Town is not on Easy Game. He's all right, Royal Rendezvous.
Yeah.
Which
that wouldn't.
It doesn't bother me,
no.
Because I think Easy Game is by and far has the best form in this race.
So you're going for Easy Game?
Like, take last season, he had a prep run over hurdles. He was 11 lengths behind Honeysuckle. Then he was a length and a quarter behind Alho. Then he went on to finish a half length behind Faugheen at Christmas time before falling at the last, where out of contention the RSA. But he's carrying 11 stone 6. He's classy enough to carry that. He's a big enough horse. It wouldn't bother me at all that Paul Town is not riding him. I think he'll take a lot of beating in this. I think the trip is perfect from 2 mile 6. I think the 3 mile in the RSA stretched him a lot. Drop back to this. I think he'll take a lot of beating in this. I have another one as well after.
Right, my one after I given out by Henry the Bromhead. My horse for this is Spyglass Hill. I think people will probably say not so much, but I think the race that he beat Milan Native in is the best piece of form on offer.
Oh, look, nice words. I'll take it as Josh. Thanks, Josh.
Oh gosh, would you rate me after I ride you like you do with the horse race? Jeez.
Jesus, can't even put that up.
Whoa.
He's gone now after seeing that.
Look at the other one. That mouth. Whose mouth?
Your mouth, obviously.
My gosh. Anyway, imagine if Thomas here, he'd be cracking. Beating Milan Native.
The finishing line there.
He's gone. I'm actually gone. I lost it. Oh, I got red and everything. That piece of form, I think, is the best form for any horse. The jockey, Rachel Blackmore, is just class. The Bromhead's won it a couple of times. He won it with Balco the Flow a couple of years back, and then that horse progressed into actually a Grade 1 horse wonder right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ground, if it doesn't dry out significantly, will be in his favour. He'd have form figures of 2-1-1 only for he fell, and he was 100% going to be Carefully Selected. Now, Carefully Selected is not the best horse in the world, but at the time he was being talked up and he was going to beat him. He came out, bet Milan Native. Milan Native absolutely destroyed the field of Cheltenham in that handicap. So I think it's the best piece of form. 10-1 each way. It's a great bet.
Yeah, I'd agree. That was my second horse, and I totally agree with you there. But even saying that, you're talking about the ground. Over hurdles, he was placed on good ground twice. So I think he'll get away with it. But especially with the trip, I think he'll get away with it. But I think the softer the ground, the better chance he has of winning. The other one I have at a bigger price is Live, Love, Laugh. right, his form figures are not inspiring. It's 008. But he's back down to the mark where he won the big Punchestown handicap of when he was. No, he was good. Sorry, he was good second behind 007 at the big Punchestown handicap. He's back down to that mark. Was 17 lengths behind Tiger Roldan in the Grand National.
What? Oh, I tell you. Oh, so worth seeing.
Oh, Dom Irish is back. Oh, look at him. It's cute.
Where?
Yeah, that's Dom Irish.
Oh, is it? Oh, good. Nice. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Kubo. Yeah.
I have to agree with him.
Yeah, it was.
Horse is back.
But at the end of the day, I think easy game, 11 stone 6. He's big and classy enough to win it. So I am happy enough to weigh in with easy game.
You're thinking of that the Faheen form, though. I know you are, because they're just your heart is.
Faheen.
I think.
But look, he was behind Allaho as well, who was placed in the GLT. And then his former honeysuckle, 11 lengths. Like.
Yeah, I suppose.
He's a classiest horse.
One of the lads.
Look at this.
One of the lads. I think it was Owen over from. I could be wrong. It could be in Bain. It was one of the lads. I'm nearly sure it was Owen though, because it was +61 number from Australia. Put up Morton, Joseph O'Brien's horse. Match out for the plate. I seen it earlier. He's not a bad horse, that Morton. He ran well a couple of Grade 1s.
Yeah,
he was fifth in the RSA, the top of the game one. He hasn't raced much. He's only raced 3 times since then. So
the horse that looks good in pictures.
The horse has been winning the Gold Cup. Well, him or Albon.
Right, let's just throw it out there. Who thinks top of the game has a real chance of winning the Gold Cup?
Me.
So I guess here, Robbie put up. Spygas Hill each way is a cracking bet. What's coming to lead carefully second to those. Well, thanks.
Racing Centrals after touching on Presenting Percy. We're going to talk about that.
We are going to talk about Presenting Percy in the end of when we're done with 3 races at Goodwood, and then we get stuck into Presenting Percy. Right, so let me get this.
Jesus, that's a harsh enough comment there from Double Irish.
What?
Andrew Miss Piggy, 4 eyes losing.
Aw, thanks. Look at you. Who that ball class?
He's slating Racing Central as well. Wait, boy. You have issues.
Hey, big issues. Let them off.
They're so mean, Jesus.
He's no friends. God love him. Anyway, Wayne. Fair play to you, boy. You do what you want. Who gives a shit? Right, that one. We're going on to Goodwood now and the Goodwood Cup. So we have Stradivarius 8-13, Santiago 5-2, Neif Road 18, Spanish Mission 25, Eagles by Day 28s, and 33-1 Bar. I think this is going to be Stradivarius' biggest test ever. I really rate Santiago, and the fact he's getting £17 off him, I think he'll need probably a career best performance to give him £17. 15 pounds. Sorry. I think the 2 miles is going to absolutely play to his strengths. I know I just nothing against Stradivarius at all. The Gold Cup was, how do you describe that? His performance looked breathtaking, but what the hell did he beat?
Yeah, and as much as John Gosling said he probably didn't like the ground, I think he probably liked the ground more than any of the other horses like the ground. Now I'm going to say it as well, because nobody's mentioned it. Nobody mentions on ITV or that. I have never seen a horse more horny win a race.
I've seen
no horse. I have never seen any horse like Colt, entire fully grown horse be that horny in the parade ring and actually then switch on to race. It was unbelievable. His Willie was touching the floor, and he was
such a sledgehammer.
He was hollering and he was shouting and roaring, jumping up and down, out to the track, switched off and just raced like normal. It was weird to watch, because when they I'd say they probably have their issues with him training, because he's obviously like that at home as well. And he knows he's a stallion now. He wants to stop racing and start riding, basically. Yeah. But for him to just switch off like that and then win the race so as well as he did, it was really impressive. But we had kind of a text conversation about it yesterday. I'll put up Santiago. I think the the Irish Derby form might turn out to be all right. I think the form at Ascot is all right, and the horse that came fifth at Ascot's already come out and won a listed race. It's just going to be really, really tough for him to give an up and coming 3-year-old
that much
grade
weight.
1 horse like that much weight.
Like people are going,
and like he's great. Like Stradivarius is great. He's great to watch. But you could pick holes in some of the horses that he's beat, like DXB and like Mekong, all like rags like that. They're not good horses. They don't have a kick to win like a 1 mile 4 grade 1 race. And that's why I said to you yesterday, I'd be worried about him with Santiago, because he has the same kick that Stradivarius has. And you said it's going to be probably his biggest test since he faced Kew Gardens last year and got bet. I totally agree. If the two of them run up to their form, it should be an unbelievable race. And to try and get, if he gives Santiago £15, I'd full on say he's probably better than Yates.
If he does this tomorrow, or is it tomorrow? Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say he's going down as one of the best stayers we've ever seen in our lifetime. Give him £15 to Santiago, who I think, some people say the Irish Derby form is not good enough, but it's not the form. It's the stepping up and trip, and he has that class, and he's shown he has the speed as well, and he looks like he's crying out for a trip. I think he's going to give Stradivarius one hell of a fright tomorrow. Touch on some of the others. Snail Road, who was beat out of sight the last time behind.
Someone thinks she lost weight, so her diet is obviously working.
Yeah, I'm debating whether to go back and play football. I need to shift the least 3 stone to go back.
Nah, I can't go.
I need to move back quick.
Start jogging, so.
Oh, yeah. Right, I'm talking about that. Right, Spanish Mission. Eagles by Day is an interesting one. He won very well the last time after changing stables. He went to but look, realistically, it's between the top 2.
Yeah.
They're fighting for 3rd place. I easily take. My head is telling me don't take on Stradivarius, but my heart is saying £15 is a lot of weight to give away to 3-year-old. It comes to when Stradivarius came on the scene, where he was getting all the weight off Big Orange, where he won the Goodwood Cup.
Yeah.
Is this the turn of the tables? Who knows? But look, I really like Santiago going forward as a stayer, even if he gets bet tomorrow. I think his next mission after this should be St. Leger.
Dumb Irish talk shit about love again.
What?
And about who's the best sire. The best sire is Galileo, dumb Irish. Everybody knows it. Stop talking crap on the comments. Put something in that's useful. Or at least abuse me that I find funny, because the stuff you say is just not funny.
Oh, look, Koba says hi.
He's always going on about this love bet that he has at 21 for the Arc. She's not going to the Breeders' Cup either, so he may throw that bet out.
Anyway, before Dave loses his shit once again, we'll move on to what is probably the most interesting race of the week, the Sussex Stake. Siskin is 5-2. Muhar is 11-4. Mohatter, sorry. It's going too fast. I can't read the goddamn thing. Let's come around now.
He'll come back.
11-4. Kamiko is 4s. Wichita 5-1. Circus Maximus 13-2. Fadigan City 14s. And San Donato 25-1. Dave, go.
I fancy Mohatter, but the lads threw in, I think it was yesterday, that Ryan is riding Circus Maximus. Now, he's won 3 grade 1s on him, so I'm not surprised that he's not jumping ship to Wichita, and Frankie rode Wichita in the beginning, so that's fair enough. But I think in itself it shows that Ryan thinks the 4-year-olds are better than the 3-year-olds. I'm still smarting from Mohatter in the Queen Anne, because I put him up as, I think, my nap of Royal Ascot, and I had a really good week, but like Jim Crowley gave that a bad ride.
I think so.
Yeah, he gave him a bad ride. He knew what he had underneath,
right? Because
he showed it in Ascot the last day in the summer mile. He knew he had that turn of foot, and he got boxed in at the wrong time. He was almost too confident.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the most likely winner. I think he's the.
Sorry, I'm about to see something.
Oh man, can't keep. See, now that's a. See, I don't mind that. That's good, lad. Like that's good. That's funny.
We like that.
That's funny. Stop your shit about horses and putting funny stuff. I don't mind that. Dog. Well done.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, that's what it is. They all leave me. What can I say?
Oh, where were we?
Maher's out for the season with the Blues. The hero. My God. I think he was going to win the Queen Anne. He was really impressive the last day. The horse that he beat is a decent enough yardstick. He came second or third in the French Guineas to Persian King.
Yeah.
So the form is there. Aidan O'Brien gave a good interview. I was
you're only saying that
about the Irish Guineas and how it was ran and how his horses finished. And according to him, they just lobbed along. He wasn't happy with the pace that they set, and it ended up just being like a sprint towards the end, like a 4
I kind of watched like
and
that.
He maybe he's taken away from Siskin, but he basically said that our horses are not as fast as Siskin. He has a better turn of foot, and they would have finished closer otherwise. Mohatter is my big bet. Yeah,
Think so?
Yeah, I think he's really, really good.
So you can give it the weight away?
Yeah, I think he can. Yeah. I do. I honestly think he's really, really good. I really fancied him in the Queen Anne. When he came out the last day, I was still a little bit upset from the Queen Anne, so I just watched it, and I was. That's what he would have done in the Queen Anne. He is that real sharp, quick turn of foot.
But if you don't take what Aidan said then in the Guineas about Siskin, you could arguably say he's the same kind of running style. He has that kick, and he gets going. And I really like Siskin in this.
I think him and Siskin will probably be the last two off the bridle. Kamiko will probably be off the bridle, but will be the one staying on at the end. And it's if the other two manage to kick away from.
Where's the pace come from?
Goodwood could be dodgy as well. You can get stuck in on the rail. So I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of them get stuck in on the rail.
Like the pace is going to come from Circus Maximum. He's going to be up at front.
Aidan gave good shout to him as well.
He's not a bad horse. People,
did you hear what he said?
No.
He said they work him on any horse at home, and he won't let them pass.
Yeah,
so they don't know how good he is, basically.
He gets he gets his reputation because he's blinkers on. And like
that's what Tom's doing. Tom is at home now going, I can't believe we're bringing this up again.
Well, we proved right though. Yeah. But he's probably the one of the only Aidan O'Brien Group 1 winners that wears blinkers. If they leave him alone up front, he could nab the race.
Look at Matthew Wilson's comment. I would have Dave in the Sussex stakes. Oh my good God.
Where's this?
Up there.
Oh,
Matthew.
Wow. Hi, Matthew. How are you? That's a private joke.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think what was he talking about? Circus Maximum. If he gets left alone in front, he could be very, very dangerous. If he gets in top gear, we have 2 furlongs out and find it very hard to get past him. But when it comes down to it, I think
it's the race of the season so far.
Yeah. I think the £8 that Siskin is going to get from Mohatter, I think that's going to be telling. I think the two of them are very similar styles of racing, and I think the way that he won the Guineas was very impressive. To get out from being boxed in and to show that kick at the end, I think it's going to be very hard to beat tomorrow. And also, if I put him out, you can't really ignore Fadigan City at double figure prices. If he didn't run his race in the Derby, he was obviously beating half a length or something.
I like him as a horse, and you and Tom had him as the outsider in the Derby. All his siblings are milers.
Yeah.
Like Marvelous, Glen Eagles, they're all milers. So he's at the right trip. It's just
he's good enough to be what's in front of him. But he's I think he's a horse to follow. But when it comes down to it, I think Siskin will be hard to beat tomorrow. You're meant to say what?
Mohatter, I'm all for it. Mohatter, not an issue.
Now, on to our last race. We will cover the Nassau Stakes. So we've Nazareth 2-1, Fancy Blue 10-3, Deirdre 5s, Magic Wand 5s, Queen Blue 7, 1 Vice 8, Lavender's Blue 14s. Go on.
Fancy Blue for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think she'd be very hard to beat.
She beat pretty decent horses in the French Oaks. John Gosling's filly Nazif is good. She keeps winning, but I don't know. You can pick holes in the horses that she's beaten. I think the horses that Fancy Blue has been running in about are better, and I definitely can't see Nazif giving Fancy Blue like £9.
No, I put her up in the Irish Oaks when she finished fast second. I'd liked her just before that, and I think she's proven again to beat was Alpine Star and who's third? Peaceful. Alpine Star, obviously you love her.
Yeah.
She's very good mare. I think 10-3 is a very fair price. Another one who I'll actually give a shout out to is Deirdre. She ran a nice race in the Eclipse on her comeback. She won this last year for Oisin Murphy. Horses for courses and back for the same packers is usually a good thing to follow.
Look, I go through the form. Like to me, like Fancy Blue is a great bet.
Just cut me off anyway. Thanks for that.
Nazif has beaten Agincourt, right?
Right.
Two starts ago, and Queen Power. Agincourt didn't run well the other day.
No.
In the Grade 1, the Falmouth Stakes at Newmarket, she beat Billiston Brook, Terrebellum, and Agincourt was fifth again. The horses, Fancy Blue has beaten are way better than those horses.
And she's a trio rat that has no end of improvement in her.
Yeah, and getting weight.
Well, how many runs she had?
Four
runs. There's a lot of improvement left in her, and I think she's going to take a hell of a lot of beating tomorrow. Yeah, I'm very keen on Fancy Blue for this. You?
Fancy Blue, yeah.
Right. Fancy Blues all over. So our naps for the race to be covered and our next best are, go for it. Yours are?
I can't even remember. I said anything.
They're there, look.
Oh, yeah, I see them now. Fancy Blue is my nap, and my next best, Kubo will be delighted to know, it's Felix Stagey.
My nap is easy game. I was going to go Felix Stagey next best, but he put up, so I went Santiago, each way. Each way? Not each way. Next best. Talk like Tom now. Right. That's that one. Get rid of that.
Fancy Blue retired.
Very good. Right. Presenting Percy. Jumps racing that everyone actually cares about. Gone to Gordon Elliot's. Do you think we had a conversation about this on a WhatsApp?
The lads gone mental. Like, I've seen Tom has obscene money on Presenting Percy again. You need to leave this go, like
they're still, yeah, fair enough. He's moved from Pat Fahey, who God only knows if he's a real trainer or what. He's going to Gordon Elliot. Like he's 9 going 10. He's not going to win it. I don't care. He's not going to win the Gold Cup. If Curto Star and Denman can't win the Gold Cup at 10, there's no chance in hell he's going to win.
We had these conversations on videos last year, right? And we were saying about the trainer, and surely like send him to a better trainer and he'd be a better horse. And Tom would back up the trainer, saying, "Oh, sure, he got him to win an RSA, and he got him to win a Pretemps and all that."
How many years ago was that?
That was a ceiling of Presenting Percy's ability.
Yeah,
right. He didn't progress on from winning the RSA. Changing the Gordon Elliot as a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old is not going to change. It's not going to make a difference. Now the lads are back in the 50-1, and I can understand that because of the price. But like,
no, just Wayne, we're actually going to agree with something. Presenting Percy ain't going to prove 2 stone.
Yeah,
he's not. There's no chance in hell he is.
Like, I said this in the anti-post video last year for the Gold Cup when I put up you put up album photo the first year and I agreed with you, and then I put them up last year and you agreed with me. The Gold Cup is not won ever, like go back 20-30 years, by horses that have been beaten it, not once but twice. If you get beaten the Gold Cup, it's an absolute rarity bar Native River that you come back the following year and win. He's been in it twice. He's not going to do it. It happened to Q-Card. It happened to numerous other horses. It's an up-and-comers race, so you have to look at the 3-year-olds from last year.
3-year-olds? Only some horses.
The
RSA
3-year-olds on the brain. The RSA horses from last year. And then, say, top of the game missed the season, so you don't know the ceiling of his ability yet. And then horses that have already won the race and are coming back. So album photo. Like the lads talking about Lost in Translation, hasn't the hope. He didn't win it, He didn't stay enough, so he's not going to win it. I know Robbie's mad about Santini. He's not going to win it. He had his chance last year. He's not fast enough. He doesn't have the tactical speed. The horses to look at are the RSA last year, and as much as people don't like Champ, if he gets his jumping done, Manella Indo, I'd say Allaho will go to the right air. So you've Manella Indo, Champ, top of the game. You don't know how good he is. I'd give Delta Work a shot, but again, the stats are against him because he had his chance this year and didn't win. And then Albon Fogo. Yeah. You can literally narrow it down. And Presenting Percy is definitely not one of them.
You can name, like as you say, you can name 5 or 6. Like if Albon Fogo is going to have the same prep, so he'll be Tremor Gold Cup. He has a huge chance of winning again. I can't have Delta Works jump's not good enough around Cheltenham. Santini will always get outpaced. I don't care what anyone says, he's flattered the sea so many times. Same when he's beat by Labaga Kempton, he flew home. The same when he was beat in the Albert Barrels, he flew home. Last year in the Gold Cup, he flew home. Can't have him whatsoever. He'll be outpaced. Lost in translation doesn't stay. He looked like the winner 2 out. He looked the winner 2 out. Just didn't get up the hill. Presenting Percy. He tailed off last year. Fell last year where he was staying on the one pace. People would say he was coming with a challenge, but the horse in front from was Delta Work, I think. And for I think a good furlong, he didn't move past them at all. And David was squeezing to go through a gap. Who else do we have? We've Real Steele, who doesn't stay, obviously, who gave me the fright of my life. You go to
some of the lads are talking about that as well, about Real Steele. The reason Real Steele was still there is because he jumped well and has tactical speed. But when it came to the crunch, the last 2 furlongs or 3 furlongs, when your speed is no longer necessary and you have to stay and bat, he just dropped away. Like he was gone. He was off the picture. And Lost in Translation was another one. Like he's a fast horse, and although he stays 3 miles, it's a total different kettle of fish going up the hill for the last two.
You see him turn up a Punchdown or Aintree, win the bowl or win the Punchdown Gold Cup.
Yeah,
flat track, 3 miles round. But some people don't get how that extra 2.5 furlong. Jockeys say it every year. You might be able to stay 3 miles strong, but once you hit that hill, it kills horses.
I think with the Gold Cup, maybe in some of the videos last year, it came across that we weren't giving horses their chance like Delta Work. Like, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest next year, say maybe if top of the game goes to Leopardstown on Christmas and Delta Work beats them at Leopardstown, and top of the game completely turns that form around at Cheltenham. It's just a total different race. It doesn't equate to the King George. It doesn't like prime example, Candazobo. He'll win the King George again this year, but he can't stay up the hill at Cheltenham. Yeah. He's a flat track. He's all speed, doesn't stay. And there's loads of them like that. You have to have everything that Albon Fogo has. He's not flashy. He's
economical.
He jumps economically. Has tactical speed to lay up. Has a kick and then stays
on. He's a perfect Gold Cup. He never gets the credit he deserves. He's a 2-time Gold Cup winner. People are still crabbing him. Like the first year he won, where it was ran at end-to-end gallop, and he won impressively. It was run this year where there was no pace on.
Yeah.
And he had the pace to get himself where he needed at a crucial stage where Santini didn't. And by the time he got to the front, the race was over and everyone else was trying to stay on.
I think it was all happening the first year for Paul, and it just kind of happened and he was there. But he actually gave him a really, really good ride this year because he noticed that he needed to get a little bit closer to the pace at one. And another good example of like everything you need in a Gold Cup horse is one of your favourite horses, Size John. Like a 2-miler, so he had speed. As soon as he stepped up, showed that he stayed. Won the John Durkin grade 1 chase over 2 mile 4. So he had speed, stays, jumped well. It was never overly flashy.
Right, a question from Alex. Would you rather Surname or Real Steele in Gold Cup? None of them. Drop down and Real Steele. 3 mile RSA. Or not the RSA. That's the novice race. You can see him drop. Like
Real Steele is one of them horses that's always going to flatter to deceive. He won a couple of races, and then you'll back him the next time, and he could be even money, and he'll come 6th, and then like a 66 to 1 in the Gold Cup, he outruns his odds. So I wouldn't think he'd be one to be constantly.
Yeah, but the thing that I was impressed by him, all his form was going right-handed, and arguably this is his best performance ever going left-handed. Like their only option, they're not going to run him in the Gold Cup again. And as far as I know, he's gone to Paul Nicholas as well.
Well, Altior so he must be gone. That's a good debate that's constantly on our WhatsApp group. This one, Chacun and Altior.
Right, give us any. This is always this is like a mini chat and preview. This is the question we always get in the WhatsApp group. Chacun Pour Soi or Altior next year in the champion chase. Two of them turn up 100% fit. Who wins? Go for it.
Look, to me, I won't negate from Altior until I see Chacun beat him or another 2 miler beat. I think they made a balls of a season last year. I think it cost Surname his season as well. Surname is not as bad as he ended up looking last year.
There's a shout. Give Sam Crow if you drop down the trip.
Sam Crow's you'd have to forgive Sam Crow. I think they figured out whatever. Whatever they were.
Another one for Chacun.
Whatever they were.
Chacun.
Couldn't figure out with Sam Crow. He seemed to get it right. But look, it's Altior for me. I whether it's my heart, I don't know. But I just think his turn of foot is like no other horse.
What is he going to be? 10? 9, 10?
He'd be border on 11, I'd say.
I think Chacun, I think the performance at Leopardstown at Christmas time was breathtaking. To beat him in like that, even though it was over 2 miles, showed how good he was. Altior, to me, is the best 2 mile chase I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Same.
Whether it'll be, I think last year the race against Surname at Ascot could have broken. Even though when he came back to Newbury, he was very impressive. The kick was still there. Do you know what? It could be the fact that he had that hard race at Ascot, and then he had the win at Newbury, and then missed Cheltenham. It could be like a break that he actually needed. I need to see him. I need to see do what he's doing. Like here's Kubo saying Altior is regressing. Is he? We don't know. Is the truth. We'll know next season when we see him, whatever he runs, and we know probably in the Tingle Creek if the same Altior is still there. But how many runs? Chacun has only had 5-6 runs.
Very, very small amount of runs.
So we might not have seen the best of him yet. But then will he get there injury free? Like everyone's saying that Altior won't get there injury. It's putting his injuries into it. But he's only ever injured once. And like he's beaten everything that's put in front of him. He mightn't do a flashy anymore, but he finds enough to do it. But yeah, it's a debate that's going to last up till March. Anything else?
I think give Pierre Lapin another chance tomorrow in the Lennox Stakes.
Anything for Galway? Anything else?
I'll be honest, Galway.
I'm going to admit it. I hate it. I can't stand the 2 races.
For punting wise,
it's horrible.
It's not my favorite festival. There'll be others for Goodwood. It's hard to know. You can't. I usually have 1 or 2 for the Stewards Cup on Saturday. I picked out Caden last year. Remember, we had him at better prices before. But I think Pierre Lapin's probably a good horse. The Commonwealth Cup all went wrong for him.
That's too bad to be true.
I'd say give him another shot tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, we might do one. We'll do, what day is that? Saturday. So we're just racing on all week. So. We'll do another one on Thursday evening?
Yeah, maybe for Friday and Saturday,
Yeah. Right, so we will be back again Thursday evening and we cover the rest of the weekend's action. So I think this went well. So lads, thanks for watching us, and we'll go to 1 or 2 here first actually. And sticks out. Robertson's Henderson broke him, stepping up and trip. Why did he even do that? Pressure. There was so much pressure from everyone.
No hope Altior is part of the sprinter. Yeah, I'd say a few people would say that.
Where's this?
Above that. But it's really kind of what era you're watching. We've seen both. I think Altior is better.
I think people get Sprinter better because he came back with a heart problem.
But to be fair, I shed a tear when Sprinter won that second championship.
Oh, we were here.
I couldn't believe, and On the Soul was in it, and he just broke everyone's heart. I couldn't believe, and big size on, then jumping the last.
It was the camera angle coming around the bend where Ruby was still sitting there.
Not the second, like he pinged the second last, and he jumped.
Gone and tight to the last.
Oh, I thought Nichols would fall off.
What's this? Altior has 100 for Chacun. Yeah, that's fair enough. Here's one that we can actually talk about. Benny, did you go stairs? I think she will.
Look, I said numerous times she's one of my favourite horses in training. I was fearing for her against Honeysuckle, but I really didn't want to say it and kept saying she'd beat her. She's a 3 miler. She has to go to the stairs.
Her best form is over 3 miles when she won the French champion hurdle, beating that.
Yeah, the French horse.
The French horse
is unbeatable.
And then she won a Gomer Park by half the track.
They are her 2 single best pieces of form.
They're on time for their best.
Both over 3 miles.
She goes to stairs hurdle. She will take some beating, getting 7 pounds of everything. Yeah, I think stairs. If I owned her, I'd go stairs. I wouldn't go near Honeysuckle. I think Honeysuckle has too much speed at the right time.
Yeah, a few of the lads think Benny had enough. Like Benny, if she had a better ride, maybe she would have got back up. She had enough time.
She had loads of time.
She had loads of time.
Like she came to the last. She got up to Honeysuckle's girth. Yeah, they jumped the last, and Honeysuckle pulled away.
She pulled away again.
Yeah, I think Benny for the mares. No, not a hope she'll go for mares. Sonny Gray too.
Happy Diva.
Yeah, Dave really likes.
One of my big shouts for next year. Happy Diva for the Mayor's Chase. Her second form is unbelievable. That now, if she she did fences this year. Over fences.
She's very good over fences, and I won't put it past her.
If they were, you're starting to talk about the sense here. Another good joke now, and we could all could be forgotten.
Look, we all like it as long as they're entertaining. We don't mind getting abused. We abuse each other. Who gives a shit?
There's another good one. Fury Road, Monkfish, latest exhibition. Now RSA is shaping up to be some race. It's mad how many people just
that want the RSA. They're going to the RSA.
Yeah, but it's shaping up to be the RSA is shaping up to be great.
I think
it's mad. Like people just want Cheltenham, don't they?
Stop. Like this is a Galway Festival, glorious Goodwood.
They just want Cheltenham.
And I think we have to spend more time talking about Cheltenham than we have about them races.
Look, I get it. There's nothing like it. Like Royal Ascot's a good week. And Glorious Goodwood is actually a really good festival. It's a good week. It's good racing, but it's a different kind of fish.
And
we've no wife, no kids.
Yeah, 4 days. 4 days.
When 4 days, Cheltenham, everything goes away. You don't have a job. You become an alcoholic. It's just the best week ever.
Right, we'll finish on this one. This is for you, since you love the women. If Honeysuckle was a woman, who would she be?
Ooh.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
It's hard now because she'd have to be someone
who looks well and is up for a thrill.
Yeah.
You give the answer next time.
That's a good question.
He's stuck for words. Get back in the camera, will you?
Jane Mangan.
Jane Mangan, there you go. Dave has a thing for Jane Mangan, by the way. Right.
I think it's only one-sided though.
It's so one-sided. We'll get her back this year and you can sit next to her again. This time, actually.
What can you do? It's not the first time I've been rejected.
Such is life. Yeah, right.
That is what it is.
Lads, we're definitely going to end on that. So, again, thanks for watching. We'll be back on Thursday at 8 o'clock, same time. We do the same thing. So, again, thanks for watching us.